Hello and welcome to All Indians Matter. I am Ashraf Engineer. Cryptocurrency kicked off with a bang in 2008 and has grown exponentially since then. It is said that more than 10,000 cryptocurrencies are being traded across the world, and India, with more than 10 crore investors, is the most significant market. But regulations have been confusing, and the government seems to have been caught unawares by the crypto boom. For instance, it imposed a tax on cryptocurrencies but said that it does not mean that they have been legalized. Naturally, investors are demanding that the government take a clear stand and that cryptocurrencies be legalized and regulated to pave the way for a solid, safe market. That's easier said than done, however, with crypto offering serious challenges on the technology and legal fronts.
All Indians matter.
We have on the show Advocate Rakesh Singh, who practices in the Bombay High Court and in the Supreme Court. He is the managing partner of RKS Associate, a law firm with offices in Mumbai and Delhi. The firm is known for its cutting edge work in technology law. Rakesh is building a strong practice in blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies and has worked on various assignments on them. That's not all. Rakesh has fought thousands of cases for the common man, including sensitive ones and matters of grave importance, such as the interpretation of the Constitution. He has fought to protect the environment and has been instrumental in pushing various legal reforms that impact our daily lives. For instance, the case around water scarcity in Maharashtra. Rakesh fought for and ensured that the Bombay High Court declared a priority around the use of water. It was this case that led to the shifting of the Indian Premier League from Maharashtra and which laid down the priority for water usage with an emphasis on humans and animals. Rakesh has appeared on numerous occasions before joint parliamentary committees and is the founder of the NGO Bharat Uttan Sangh and the Khana Chahiye Foundation. Welcome to the show, Rakesh.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashraf. It's a pleasure talking to you, and it's a pleasure to be on All Indian Matters.
You're very welcome. Rakesh, what's the primary confusion around cryptocurrency in India? Is it legal or not?
Ashraf, what I'll do, I'll answer your second part first and then try to get into the details. Is it legal or not? Well, it is legal. Anything which is not illegal is legal. That's the cardinal principle of law. Now, just think of a scenario. Government of India is taxing the crypto space. So there is a tax of about 30%. So you cannot tax something which is illegal. I'm just putting it in a very simple terms.
Yeah, sure. I think, but the government also said that that does not mean it is legal. So I think that's where the confusion.
No, I'll tell you. First known cryptocurrency is Bitcoin. That was launched in January 2009, if I recollect it properly. So, and it was in 2018, because from 2009 onwards, lot many people started getting glued to crypto space. In 2018, in April 2018, Reserve Bank of India came out with a circular saying that any kind of trading in crypto is illegal. So that was in April 2018. The circular was titled as Prohibition on Dealing in Virtual Currencies. Now, that circular was challenged by people dealing in crypto. So the crypto community challenged that in Supreme Court of India in 2018 itself. And in 2020, in 2020, a three-judge bench of Supreme Court of India decided, and they quashed the ban that was put up by RBI on cryptocurrency. So after the quashing of the ban by Supreme Court of India, you cannot say that trading in cryptocurrency is illegal. So today, after the judgment of Honorable Supreme Court of India in 2020, cryptocurrency is not illegal. So that is what is important. More so because government is yet to put down the regulations, the regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies. So in the absence of that, there is some confusion. But to say that it is illegal is totally wrong. It is legal.
Got it. And could you simplify the regulation as it stands around crypto in India? And please include within that, within your answer, the tax structures. You already said it's 30%, but is there any detail that you would like to add?
As on date, there is no regulation. There is no regulation in place in India which either permits or prohibits investment or trading in cryptocurrencies. Now, But government of India knows that there are crores of people those who are trading and investing in cryptocurrencies. So that is why in 2021 they planned to pass a bill in parliament. Sadly, that bill was not tabled in parliament and no regulation has been done. So as on date, there is no regulation regarding taxation. In March 2022, the finance bill 2022 was passed, and thereafter there is a taxation on cryptocurrencies. So if you see some of the important aspect of it, and this is also closely correlated to your first question, that yes, and when I said why it is illegal, so now there are some amendments to Income Tax Act, and virtual digital asset is defined for the first time in section 247A of Income Tax Act. Similarly, there is another section which is added, that is 115 BBH of Income Tax Act, which to override all other provisions to tax income from transfer of VDA to 30%. So there is a tax of 30% on virtual digital asset, what is cryptocurrencies. The another important provision is loss from one virtual digital asset cannot be set off against income of another virtual digital asset. So there is no provision for set off and carry forward of losses, which is normally permissible.
Yeah, then normally in businesses or other incomes,
Correct,
this is what is done.
correct,
Yeah,
correct. And
yeah.
another important aspect of this Finance Act 2022 is TDS. So there is 1% of TDS which will be deducted by the buyer on transfer of virtual digital assets. So when if you buy some cryptocurrency, so you'll have to deduct 1% TDS and you have to deposit with IT authorities.
So I think that's a way of keeping track of transactions, I suppose.
Yeah, that's a way of keeping track of it. And of course, it is somehow, I'll tell you very truthfully, this is killing crypto world in India, the way it
Yeah.
is.
I mean, since you say that, the government has never been keen on crypto. And like you said, it even considered a total ban on it at one stage. What are the government's concerns?
Government concerns, some of them are genuine, some of them are misplaced. You know, as far as tax is concerned, government has tried to plug in all the loopholes. But then there are also decentralized crypto exchanges, and that has remained untouched as far as this regulations are concerned. So government has never been keen on crypto, yes, but then now after passage of 2022 Finance Act, we can't say that the government is not keen. Government wants to make money out of it. They know the number of people, those who are involved in crypto space, and they see a good opportunity to make money out of it, and that is why 30% tax. So immediately after the, I'll tell you some of important aspects. Sometime back I told you about this RBI circular of 2018. Now immediately after the RBI circular, there was an interministerial committee which submitted its initial report, and a bill was drafted which was known as Crypto Token and Crypto Assets Banning Control and Regulation Bill 2018. So they wanted to ban it completely. But sad part for them, that in 2020 Supreme Court came out with a judgment that no, it cannot be, it is not illegal. So a lot still needs to be learned about crypto. The main concerns of government, I believe, is, that is what they say, the main concern is that there is a possibility of financing terrorism, causing imbalance in the financial stability of the country, fiat currency losing its significance, online frauds and scams. But then these all things can be duly regulated. Let's accept the fact that cryptocurrency is global and you cannot run away from it. Look at the current scenario. Russia and Ukraine are at war with each other. Russia is accepting crypto in lieu of oil supply, and Ukraine is accepting crypto for donations. So you can't run away from this scenario.
Absolutely. And no matter what the government thinks, the fact is that India has more than 10 crore owners of crypto. What are they asking of the government?
Indians, especially the youth and the HNIs, they are glued to crypto. As a law firm, I can tell you the kind of questionnaires, the advisory that comes to us. In 2021 alone, about 2 crore people joined crypto space in India. That's a report as per India Today, which is a respectable journal, and we will accept it. So 2 crore people in 2021. So basically, what exactly these investors, those who are trading in crypto, what they are asking is that first have a regulatory mechanism, please. There has to be some regulatory mechanism in place that is not there. Second, reduce the income tax slab. 30% is too high. Third, that is to do away with 1% of TDS requirement. Fourth, to permit set off of loss against loss of another virtual digital asset. That is something which is permitted in other trading. So, and then to also permit banks to allow the transfer of funds between bank accounts and crypto wallets, because that is something which is not permissible today. You have to go via exchanges. So these are a couple of demands which people from this space are putting up, and this needs to be considered by government in a systematic manner. Otherwise, there'll be a big brain drain from India. Take it from me, countries like Singapore, Dubai, Japan, they are much ahead of India in this space.
Could the answer be that some of the permanent cryptocurrencies are recognized and regulated while others are banned? I'm asking this because this was one of the suggestions that came up during the deliberations.
Now, how do you decide what is prominent crypto and what is not prominent crypto? Now, cryptocurrencies have evolved over a period of time. They cannot be banned as they are decentralized. Government can maximum put restrictions on the users and not allow people to buy. But this cannot be banned. As I said, it is global, it is decentralized. We are in a global economic age. So at this, deciding what is prominent. I mean, one way of deciding prominent is the one which is there since last many years. But then that cannot be the criteria. What is required is proper regulation. Longer duration, yes. Longer durations means more maturity, demand of a greater value. But then demand of a greater value also means limited supply. So this is going to hit the small time investors. The small time investors, they will not be able to really cope up with it. Now just think of it. Today, Bitcoin, which is the oldest crypto, is valued at about 32 lakhs. And then there is a Binance coin, which is valued at about 31,000. So if you put up a criteria that one which is 7 or 8 year old, and we will put only that, then that will be beyond the reach of small time investors. So that is why the approach should be to have a regulator in place and encourage participation to invest and trade through authorized channels only. This is very important, because the moment you start banning or start regulating in a manner which is dictatorial in nature, then there's always a scope for fraud, cheating, and lot many props up and middlemen coming up.
And what are the technology concerns around crypto?
Technology concerns, we, as a country, we are yet to formulate a robust regulatory and compliance framework. Securing the cryptocurrency is one of the major concerns. The number of frauds that are happening in this space is substantial. Now, frauds are also happening because it is not well regulated. So people fall for those giving false promises and those who are not well regulated agencies. So people are victim of non-regulation, lack of knowledge, and proper know-how. And this is where the governmental role comes into play. They have to have a technology setup where crypto space is well regulated, people are well aware about the way it works, and that is important. Now, currently, the way the situation is, there's so much of uncertainty. Just think about a country like Dubai, such a small country compared to India, and Dubai has established Dubai Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority and has also enacted a law in 2022 to regulate the virtual assets. But sadly, in India, there is nothing like that. So the moment there is a legal mechanism in place, now just look at stock markets. Because there is SEBI, there are legal mechanism. So you know that what are a legal and correct way of trading in stocks in India. So similar mechanism is required for crypto also.
Yeah, yeah. And speaking of legal concerns, Rakesh, do we have the wherewithal to deal with disputes and cases that may arise from its trading? Because, as you said, it's a non-centralized form of currency.
Oh well, cryptocurrency does not have boundaries. They are web-based and tradable all across the globe. The Indian courts and the judiciary are not well versed with types of dispute or the resolution mechanism that may come up. That is because we don't have proper framework. There is no doubt that judiciary will rise to the occasion and deal with crypto issues. But then, in the absence of a regulatory framework, the trial court will find it very difficult to handle it. So, we can think of a mechanism where there is a separate tribunal to look into all the issues pertaining to crypto space. For example, we have tribunal for securities, we have tribunal for banking matters. So, similarly, we can have a tribunal for crypto world, and that will be a specialized body which can take care of the legal mechanism. There are so many famous cases. Recently I was just going through this New York office of attorney general versus between X. Then there's a oracle versus crypto oracle. So a variety of new cases will come into play. It is the need of the hour is to regulate it properly, to understand it, to read it, to analyze it, to make it legally tradable asset. So for that you need to work. You can't really run away from it. You can't simply put a tax on it. Well, we will make money out of it and we will not do anything else. You can't do that.
I think you just described the government in one sentence. In fact, my next question was going to be what would an ideal regulatory landscape look like, but you've answered that. How is it regulated elsewhere in the world? Are there any lessons that India can take from elsewhere?
Absolutely. There is a need for separate regulatory body. As I say, I have been saying from day one, there's a need for a separate regulatory body which can formulate rules and ensures compliances. And there has to be a separate adjudicating body, like tribunal, what I said few minutes before. And and this all has to be done in conjunction with other countries. Because as I said, this is a global phenomena. You cannot have something India specific. So that is why an ideal regulatory framework should involve favorable regulations to foster the cryptocurrency space, professionally qualified people and firms to advise, a code of conduct for various intermediaries, facilitate online KYC verification, check on frauds and market manipulations, ensure compliances, promote investor education, protection against leaking of sensitive information, proper research base, and above all, what I always say, government has to work so that they have to prevent brain drain from India. Because this is something which I'm seeing since last couple of months. This brain drain has increased. Now, talking about regulatory elsewhere in the world, no, I'll tell you. I'll just give you in United States. United States, cryptocurrency is not a legal tender, but it is regulated by a Bank Secrecy Act. Whereas in Canada, though it is not a legal tender, but cryptocurrency can be used to buy goods and services online or in stores that accept them. So that is where the Canada is. And of course, it is the exchanges there are legal, they are required to be registered under FinTrack. So similarly, in Singapore is such a small city state, but though it's not a legal tender, but cryptocurrency exchanges and trading are legal. Singapore has taken a friendlier position and it treats Bitcoin as a good, and even the goods and service tax is applied to it.
Yeah, that just seems more rationalized tax structure.
Yes, in Australia, it is legal and it is treated as a property. And the exchanges has to register with Austrac. Similarly, in Japan, it is legal and it is treated as a commodity. Sorry, it is treated as a property. So similar mechanism can be done in India. There is nothing preventing government from coming out with some regulatory framework which handles it properly.
Yeah. And if there are clear guidelines and the industry is well regulated, could it prove to be a major wealth and employment generator, just like you have with stock markets?
Yeah, absolutely. Assuming that the industry is well regulated with clear guidelines, it could prove to be a major wealth and employment generator. You know, decentralized currency can do wonders for the economy, provided they are well regulated and investors are well educated. So, what is required is proper regulation and proper education. Sadly, there is no proper regulation and there is no education. We are
Yeah.
lacking in both.
And there is a move by the Reserve Bank of India to launch its own digital currency. Could you talk us through that?
Yeah, this is government way to control digital currency space. But a lot will depend on actual implementation. If you go by what they are talking about, so yes, Reserve Bank of India has proposed to launch central bank digital currency (CBDC). So it will fulfill all the basic function as a medium of exchange, unit of account, store of value, and a standard of deferred payment. It will be same as a currency issued by RBI, but it takes a different form than a paper. So if actually done, it has got great advantages. CBDC can be the final payment and it will eliminate a risk of settlement in financial system. There will be a lower transaction cost. Real time transactions will happen. Payment by Indian importers would be possible to be made in US dollars without help of any intermediaries. It will be a big boon. Then time zone differences would be immaterial. So of course there are advantages, but then this cannot be done at the cost of banning or putting strict regulation on the other cryptocurrencies or other virtual digital assets.
Because of the confusion and the government's opposition, crypto trading at one stage fell by 88%. And what effect does that have on those who have already invested in it?
Yeah, I mean that's a very valid point because crypto is a global thing. Sad part is that it is so new and it has started and it has evolved so quickly that I have a feeling that government is not able to understand the phenomena called crypto. It is very dynamic and any change in any part of the world directly or indirectly impacts the crypto market. The confusion and the government's opposition put forth by way of a high rate of income tax, TDS, delay in passing of crypto regulation bill, and insistence on launching its own CBDC, it has really dampened the interest of investors and it has really made them wonder what exactly the true intentions of government is going to be. The investors are already invested in market. They are following basically wait and watch policy. They're just waiting. You know, in last couple of months, a good set of people, a good set of investors are migrating to other parts of the world, to Dubai, to Singapore, even countries like Mauritius. But those who have already invested, well, they are waiting and watching what is going to be the next step.
What are your clients telling you about the situation? I know you're building a blockchain and technology practice.
Uh, yeah, my client ranges from miners to investors. So they are hopeful. They are hopeful that government will streamline and have regulations in place so that crypto business can multiply and people could prosper and there can be greater employment opportunities. But they all are worried about the high taxation, the TDS. This is something which is really worrisome for all of them. This is something common to, I can say, all my clients in crypto space. This is a common concern, three common concern for all of them. One, high tax. Two, TDS. And third, lack of regulation. Through your medium, I'll request government if they can, please consider these three demand of these crypto people.
Absolutely. And I think that's a straightforward, rational, common sense kind of a thing. If there's this new trading mechanism or any such thing comes in place, you need regulation, you need clarity on tax structures, you need awareness. That's pretty straightforward. Rakesh, tell us about your work.
We are a law firm Till couple of years back, we were a typical law firm dealing with various aspects of legality, from arbitration to banking to insolvency, company, corporate, various matters. But in last couple of years, we have created a separate team for crypto. I'm managing partner of the firm. So we have a separate team of for crypto, those who are in research and advising our clients. So my firm is RKS Associate, and we are doing a lot on various other aspects of law. But yes, there's a separate team which is taking care of crypto world.
And here's a question I ask all my guests at the end of the conversation. Why do you do this work?
Well, we help in wealth generation by advising people. So everybody wants to come and generate wealth, and we help them in by advising them. So basically, we tell people what is correct, and our role increases more so when there are no proper regulations in space. So we have to tell people what is right and what is not right. So people in my know-how are from crypto mining to investing. They are looking at opportunities to earn returns on their investment. They want to diversify their holdings. And these are the new age products, new age market. So when they approach me for some advice, we have to really be up to date, and we have to be more imaginative, more so because there is lack of regulation. So given the versatile nature and uncertainty surrounding the crypto world, we do this so that we can really help people to understand the legality the way it is.
Rakesh, thanks so much for helping us understand what is a very interesting but often confusing space.
Thank you. It's a pleasure talking to you. And we have our website is there, www.rksassociate.com. If anybody is interested in getting to know about various aspects of crypto, a lot many articles are put up there. They can always go through the same, and of course, they can always seek our advice on the same.
Thank you all for listening. Please visit allindiansmatter.in, that's ALLINDIANSMATTER.in, for more columns and audio podcasts. You can follow me on Twitter at Ashraf Engineer, that's ASHRAFENGINER, and All Indians Count, that's ALLINDIANSCOUNT. Search for the All Indians Matter page on Facebook. On Instagram, the handle is All Indians Matter. Email me at editor@allindiansmatter.in. Catch you again soon.